Hey, I'm Peyton, and this video is created to help you have success on the FE exam. These are some of the things that I learned along the way that helped me have success on the FE exam, and then I'm going to share those. And towards the end of the video, I really have no use for my materials anymore, so I'm just going to talk about giving those out to the first people who ask for them. So, hope this helps. Hope you enjoy it. So I'll just go ahead and show you right here how to find the NCS FE exam specifications. Go right here, and then you go down to exam specifications. I took the other disciplines, but it works for all of them. And then it pulls you up to a PDF, which you can download and put on your desktop. But this is so important because when you're deciding how to make a plan for your exam, you have to know which topics are more important than others. Because, for example, you want to spend more time on math than you might spend on instruments and controls, because there's twice as many and maybe even 3 times as many questions. So on the test, your number of questions are going to range somewhere between here. This is kind of a ballpark estimate. But when I was reviewing for this test, I went through all of this and I decided what was high yield, medium yield, and low yield, and I planned my time accordingly. The next thing that we should do, now that we have our exam specifications, is we should get the FE review manual. This is what you're going to use to practice the problems. I really enjoyed this book. I think that the problems are a little bit harder than what you'll see on the exam, so do not be discouraged if you don't know what to do on some of them. And when you don't know what to do, or you do know what to do, I used a Word PDF document, which I'll show you next. Okay, so this is the PDF Word document I was referring to. I titled it What I Don't Know, and this was just a running study guide that I used to kind of keep up with the questions and problems that I was trying to figure out. So for example, let's say I wanted to look up, let's just do that. Energy transfer, heat, mass, and energy transfer. Okay, so it takes me here. So just so you know, I color-coded the questions off this practice exam. I didn't know what I was doing. So black means I got it. Black means probably got it. Review it if you have extra time, which that doesn't normally happen. Green means you don't review it. You understand it. Purple means probably you could figure it out. Maybe you need to ask for some help. Red means you don't know what is, like, that's what red means. Okay, no idea what's going on. Which, I mean, you know what? It's engineering. So don't beat yourself up, which sometimes I definitely do. But it's for homework. I didn't mean to do that, but you just see how I graph and organize things basically throughout here. And this was helpful for me, so maybe it's helpful for you as well. So like this is a good area, I only have one red one. So yeah, so you might want to use that while you're working problems out of the FE review book manual. Okay, and the next thing I want to show you is where to get a practice test, which is by far the best thing to use to study. So when you're going to use a practice test, go back to this is the website you do pretty much everything you need to do. It remembers me, I'm already logged in. Come down here to here's the practice test. Okay, purchase your practice exam. So obviously you want to pick this specific to whatever you're doing. This is chemical, this is civil. Make sure you check the dates and just take the practice exam you need to do. One piece of advice here, it's really good to take practice exams, but this is the one that's going to be the closest practice exam to the actual exam, because the same company that makes this exam makes the real exam. So I would save this exam to maybe 2 or 3 weeks out if you can, because it's just you won't have enough time to review it after you've taken it before the real exam, and then B, I think it's good to have this be the last exam you take because it's the truest representation of whether or not you're ready for the exam or not. Back to this page, we've been using this a lot, and this is where I was looking at earlier. I cannot emphasize this enough. You need to use the FE reference handbook throughout your entire time that you're studying and preparing, because this is the only resource that you have on the exam is this FE handbook. Okay, so you just want to be familiar with this when you walk in to take the test. And the more familiar you are, the better you are. A good example would be knowing what keywords to type in on certain problems, and also just the beginning pages are pretty important, knowing the certain units or the conversion factors that you need to use. But a good example might be like Reynolds number. So you type in Reynolds number and you'll see that we have 14, 15 different hits. So you can, on the exam, you can go through all these different hits. But this is kind of a lot, so maybe you would want to have a more specific keyword like fanning friction, for example, if you wanted to come to this page rather than have to go through these other ones first. So I think this is important also just because the more comfortable you are with this, the less likely you are to be stressed by searching for things, which is certainly a big part of the exam. And the best way to get more familiar with this is to practice with it as you're working the problems in the handbook as you go. So I think those are the biggest points right there. I just end with a little message of encouragement. I hope that was helpful, and appreciate you watching the video. I think I just want to share a couple last things about my exam experience. For one, I took it during the coronavirus, so I had to wear this mask. Taking it in the coronavirus was kind of helpful because there wasn't like the temptation to go do other things because we couldn't, for one, so I had more time. So that's an advantage that I might have had, and I was maybe fortunate. But just gonna say, like, I was wearing my mask and my glasses, and so like my glasses kept getting foggy. So just be mindful of that if you take it pretty soon. And then also just, for watching to the end and all that, I have material still that, the first people that reach out to me can have. Maybe the practice exam book, which is really useful, or the practice problems, and I have some other stuff too, but really doesn't do me much good anymore, so happy to help, and I wish you good luck. And I guess the last thing I'll say is, just do the best you can, and there's lots of good resources out there of people, of courses, of tutors who can probably help you. I think that if you made it through engineering undergrad, you're more than capable of passing this exam, and I mean, if I did it, I think probably just about, you can do it for sure too. So good luck, and I wish you all the best. Take care.